Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 24th. This week you have this card. It says a win-win outcome is forecast. You also have this South Node card. It says do not let the past hold you back, which is definitely true. We have the Eight of Cups right here. The Eight of Cups says don't let the past hold you back. You know, the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you, which is probably the past. I always say with the Eight of Cups that the Eight of Cups kind of is a little bit scary because he doesn't know if he's going to find fulfillment or not. You know, he's walking away, and not only that, he is walking away from something that does provide him with something. So, you know, the Eight of Cups, he is getting a result from those 8 cups, you know, whether it's a relationship, a business, or a career, or otherwise. Like, he is getting energy out of it, but he's just not willing to settle. And the Eight of Cups is all about not settling. So again, the thing about the Eight of Cups is some people say he's walking towards the Nine of Cups, which you have right here, but he doesn't know that. You know, he doesn't know if he is going to find fulfillment or not. So we kind of have to have, you know, faith with the Eight of Cups. And the thing is you go down to the card of hope, faith, and renewal right here, the Star. So it's almost like something could be giving you hope, or something could be, you know, you could be kind of believing in yourself more, gaining some faith with the Eight of Cups. I definitely get that feeling with the Star card. And yeah, I think it'll be a good thing for you here, Scorpio, of course. Again, we just had that Virgo eclipse, so, this is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it. We have another eclipse this week as well. So, there definitely could be, you could be walking away from something at this time. And really, with the Five of Pentacles right next to it, this could be something that is limiting you anyway. Five of Pentacles can just be like a limiting situation, or, something that's holding you back in some way. So there you go. You have the World. The World is, of course, an accomplishment or an achievement. You do end with the Fool. So whenever I have readings where we go from the World to the Fool, it tells me that you're just starting a new beginning, or you're starting something, you're starting something new in your life. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we just start all over again as the Fool. So it looks like to me that that you are like closing something out in your life, and you are about to have a new beginning with that Fool as the outcome. And so pretty simple. Next, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands can, of course, be marriage, but, we do see a little bit of love here again with the Knight of Cups. Sure, could be a person that you commit to in the future. Again, we have Mercury and Venus retrograde right now, so I wouldn't necessarily rush into anything. Now, as I always say, I don't think that we shouldn't date during retrogrades like most people say. It's like, no, actually, if you pay attention, you'll be perfectly fine, and as long as you look at the evidence, you'll be perfectly fine. Astrology isn't gonna, the universe isn't gonna be like, oh, Scorpio decided to date during retrograde, so I have to ruin this thing that was meant for them. It's like, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. It doesn't matter if it's retrograde or not. So I think those rules are ridiculous. If we followed all the rules, we would never do anything with astrology. So, again, we have to live our lives ultimately, and it's just energy to work with. So how do you work with retrogrades? Yeah, pay attention. You make sure that you're very clear with your communication. You make sure that you're taking your time. You double check things, right? As long as you do that, you will be fine. But what I wanted to say is with the World, sorry, I had to go on that rant there and I got lost. With the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands is a card of freedom, and with the World, the Four of Wands is like a finish line card. There's like this finish line right here, and so it can represent completing something in your life and kind of going on to the next stage or getting to the next part of a process. And I do feel that for you, Scorpio. I wanted to say that first, but I didn't. I decided to rant instead. But let's see. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords. This is actually good. We definitely want to walk away from Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare. So with the Nine of Swords, it's always a good idea to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Nine of Swords is something that isn't changing. And so that's kind of what I feel with that Eight of Cups, that you could be choosing to walk away from something that just isn't changing. And, again, I think that would be a good thing for you. With the World card, you have the High Priestess, which you have twice. We have a ton of energy in Pisces, and so whenever I get these Pisces cards right now, I really do feel it's saying, like, trust your intuition. I also feel it's also saying, like, trust those gut instincts. One thing I will say about Mercury retrograde is, your gut instincts will be dead on. So even though it's retrograde, even though retrogrades are confusing, they're only confusing if we don't listen. So I feel this is saying, like, listen to those messages that you're receiving. The other thing about the High Priestess, especially with the Star card, is that the High Priestess represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head here, and so it just represents the fact that she has unlimited potential. There are no limits to what she can accomplish. The only limit is what she thinks she can accomplish. So I would definitely encourage you to dream big this week with the Star and, you know, the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Eight of Wands. You have really good cards. The Fool, all that. I would make sure that you're dreaming big. With the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is like black and white thinking. Sometimes it's like thinking this or that, and really there's a third option right here, which is that island. So the Two of Swords is, you know, most people think of it as a card of like a middle ground. You know, sometimes I think it's a card of trying to make a decision. Sometimes I think it's a card of mediation. Like, it can actually be a card of bringing two sides together, right? But for you, I feel that this is saying, like, things are not black and white right now, especially. You know, we are in a crazy-ass time. So, you know, there are shades of gray, shades of every color you can possibly imagine, colors you can't imagine. And we just need to be flexible. And for whatever reason, that's the message that I'm getting off of the Two of Swords. I'm not really getting traditional Two of Swords here. I'm getting more just like flexibility, or just realizing that it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like sometimes I think we make things up in our head, or at least I do. I'll call myself out here for you, Scorpio. It's like sometimes I say to myself, this should work this way. And it doesn't. Like, whatever it is, like, you know, like a project I'm working on or something, like I have it made up in my mind that it's going to go A, B, C, D, E, you know, and so on, right? And I have this process that I think it's going to follow, and things don't go that way. And sometimes I get down on myself when I think that, when I have those thoughts, right? But really, it's not that it's not working. It's just not working the way I want it to. It's, you know, I could be working on something that is kind of working, but I just have to be flexible. And, you know, that's kind of the feeling that I get off that Two of Swords. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Daydream card. It says, having your head in the clouds can be a source of great inspiration. I definitely would, because you do have the High Priestess, but it says, but be careful when your fantasies become an escape from reality, which I think is true. I think you should be daydreaming because of the High Priestess, because of all the Pisces energy that we have going on. But you also have the Eight of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, which is like saying, have the dream, but like bring it down to earth. Star, you know, take an action. You have this Artist card. It says, a true artist lives their art. Let your life be your canvas, and you will create a great masterpiece. Love it. So a lot of you could be, you know, kind of manifesting some sort of dream. Again, with the High Priestess and the Star, it's going to come down to your beliefs. Like, do you believe you can actually do it or not? And that, you know, I think we can change our beliefs. So I would work on, you know, kind of developing good beliefs. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. The Five of Pentacles is about like feeling left out in the cold, and so I would make sure that you are not calling attention to your weaknesses. I always say fives have very easy solutions in the tarot, and one of the easiest solutions with the Five of Pentacles is to not call attention to your weaknesses and to focus on your strengths. So I would double down on your strengths. You know, there's probably a lot of reasons you can't do something, but if there's one good reason that you should, then I would do it, whatever it is. You have the Ace of Cups. A lot of aces this week, I've noticed, and also in the mid-monthly readings, pretty much every sign had multiple aces, which is weird because we have the retrogrades. You wouldn't think of it as a good time to start things, but I don't know. Not every single retrograde is exactly the same. So, you know, it could be a good time to start new things. I think what's most important here in your reading with the Ace of Cups is getting into the flow. You know, the more you can do things that get you into that flow state, the better. The more you can do things that give more energy back to you than you put into them, the better. So I would really be focusing on the, you know, the activities, the things you enjoy doing, your hobbies. You know, that's what creates true flow. And the Ace of Cups says, like, you know, the more flow we create, the better our life is going to get. Now, there could be a love offer for some of you. It's showing up kind of in a future position here with the Knight of Cups, but if you want love, definitely could be a new love connection. Next, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups with the Ace of Cups is, again, about focusing on flow, because the Nine of Cups is about bathing in an energy. We have to be the thing we want to be before we can have it with the Nine of Cups. It is a great card for making a wish, but, you know, the Nine of Cups really we don't just get a wish. We have to be in the energy. Now, what makes this a little bit better is the star. Whenever I have the Nine of Cups with the star connected, like it is here, to me that makes the wish energy just like a little bit better, and it kind of pushes it more in the direction of like literally manifesting something you've been wishing for. So I would make a wish this week. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. I definitely feel this energy for Scorpio. Five of Pentacles, King of Wands is facing things head on. It's like an obstacle comes up, you charge through it, you kind of overcome it. But it does, this could also just be focusing on your strengths, like I said with the Five of Pentacles. The King of Wands is very, bold, assertive. He really goes for what he wants. So if you're trying to overcome your limiting beliefs, Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles, that would definitely be certain limiting beliefs that you might have about yourself. The King of Wands is kind of like just about being bold and making things happen, which I think would be a good thing for you with this reading. Here you go. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Star. So the Star is a card of hope, faith, renewal. Now with the Ace of Cups, this would be about self-care. The Star, I'm going to show you on the big version. It's just easier to see. But she's getting into this pool of water right here, and that pool is the pool of universal consciousness. But she's kind of like nurturing herself, or she's doing something to practice self-care by stepping into that pool. And so with the Ace of Cups, to create more flow, take care of yourself. The better you take care of yourself, the better things will go for you. And, the better you take care of your health, wealth, and happiness, the better things will go for you. And I feel that's what the Star is saying. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, a lot of people have been getting this doubt. Neptune and Pisces is a little tricky, and it has been tricky for years. We can have these grand ideas for our life, but like getting them is the challenge with Neptune and Pisces. Neptune will be moving in Aries, and it will retrograde back into Pisces this year, but still, it's moving into Aries. So I think we all need to believe in our dreams a little bit more. The Four of Cups is kind of the question, can I take another disappointment? So it's like the cup is something that he wants, but he's afraid to accept it because he's been disappointed so many times before. And what he needs to realize is that he has learned the lessons to make this new cup successful. So he just has to apply what he learned from the disappointments to the new thing. In a lot of ways, with the Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles, all this, this reading kind of is talking about you bringing an end to disappointments in your life and kind of like turning those situations around. So I think that would be a good thing for you, Scorpio. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this mystery card and this patience card. All water signs have had something about patience this week. So, you have the Eight of Wands, which is kind of conflicting energy. Eight of Wands is quick movement. What I feel like it is for water signs is you might actually be discovering something that you actually want at this time. And so when we get excited about something, of course we want to have it as quickly as possible. And this could be saying like, enjoy the mystery of the situation. Just like take your time, especially if you're getting something new. You have the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Star. The Eight of Wands with the High Priestess would be about listening to your intuition, listening to your words as well. Eight of Wands is like a quick success or a quick conclusion. Sometimes I think it's just confirmation for your journey as well, like you're going in the right direction. All those wands are pointing in one direction towards one thing. And so I feel for a lot of you that that's kind of what I feel. I just feel the Eight of Wands is talking about direction. Also great for communication, which, again, during Venus retrograde, I think it's perfectly fine to meet a new person. And maybe you just take it slow and you just start with communication. You don't make that full commitment right away and you just see how things go. The other thing I'm getting off the Eight of Wands is I think it would be a great time for socializing. So, spending time with people who support you would be a good idea. You have the High Priestess again. The High Priestess, again, is about trusting your intuition. She's about unlimited potential, needing to believe your potential, especially if you have a dream, with the Star card twice as well. Clearly, with both the Star and the High Priestess repeating, that's like an important focus for you, or it should be this week, since they are just repeating in your reading. And, believing that you can manifest the Star is really what the High Priestess, I think, wants you to do here. And also, you have that card that says mystery. She represents secrets and mysteries, but she kind of represents needing to look behind the curtain. It says, don't let something that is mysterious to you just be a mystery. Learn about it. Educate yourself about it. Whatever it is. It could be like a business idea, a relationship, a person. It could be a place or a thing as well. And it just says learn, so you can learn the secrets. You have the star. One thing I will say about the star right now is I think the star right now is good for getting a bird's eye view. There's a bird right here, and that bird is an ibis. The ibis is the bird of knowledge and wisdom. And so getting a bird's eye view on things is going to be very important. Like I always say, like if you're not trying to travel from New York to Los Angeles, if you're on the street in New York, you're not going to be able to see how to get there. But if you look at a map, then you can see how you're going to get there, right? And so the star is like sometimes saying you need to get a bird's eye view so you can see the map of how you are going to accomplish your dream. So if you have a dream, maybe you need to create a map. You need to say, like, these are the steps I need to take to get to this place, right? You can also do this by doing research, right? If you have a goal in mind, something that you want to accomplish, you can go learn from other people who have accomplished it, and that would kind of give you the map to success. And I feel like that's what you need to find or create this week with the star. Here you go. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, your words are going to be very important here. So the Five of Pentacles, again, says do not call attention to your weaknesses. It wants you to focus on your strengths. And the Eight of Wands can be the words that you talk or speak to yourself. All three water signs had a message about being very careful with what you say about yourself. Probably because of all the energy in Pisces. That energy is very, like a lot of manifestation stuff with Pisces, right? So as long as we're speaking to ourselves kindly and in a good way, then things will go well. If we speak to ourselves negatively, then they won't. With the High Priestess, you have the Three of Cups. You could be getting intuitive ideas from other people. Three of Cups is, of course, a card of celebration and community. But like I said on that Eight of Wands, I was getting something about socializing. The Three of Cups is a great card for socializing. Now, with the Three of Cups, it's best to focus on those like really concentrated connections. The connections with people who really lift us up, who really support us, who want the best for us. And those people could have like intuitive ideas, or maybe that's learning from other people that you look up to could also help you with the mystery, right? If you don't know how to do something, learning from important people could be a good idea with that card. With the star, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be holding on too tightly to the past or holding on too tightly to the way things have been. And the Four of Cups kind of says that. So, I think this is saying, like, change your mindset about how something can go for you. The Four of Cups, again, he just thinks, and especially with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is Groundhog's Day, just like the same thing happening over and over and over again. And so with the Four of Pentacles, it says, allow yourself to believe that things can go your way for once, right? And get into that mindset so that you don't keep repeating the same story. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Fleeting Flare Path card. It says, something in your life will be brief, not meant to stay in your life forever. You have this Success and Triumph card. It says, nothing will be able to get in your way. You'll surely come out on top. But you have to take action. I'm going to add that part to the end of that card. So I think that, there definitely could be a success or a victory coming in for you. You have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Fool. Knight of Cups could definitely be a connection or a Knight in Shining Armor that's coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, it looks good. That you do have that card that says not meant to stay in your life forever. I'm not sure what that's about. We'll get more detail. But the other thing I tell people is like sometimes we are meant to be in a relationship that's short because it teaches us something. So I think we need to get out of that, like worrying about how long relationships last and all that other stuff, because even short relationships can be very valuable if we allow them to be. And so even if this doesn't last, it looks like just communication to me as well. It could still hold some value. And so, I would definitely encourage it with the Knight of Cups. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is like a new opportunity. The thing about the Ace of Pentacles is what we get out of it is what we put into it. Ace of Pentacles, we have to nurture the Ace of Pentacles into existence. But the Ace of Pentacles can represent like a big, really big, solid opportunity coming in for you this week. And I would definitely look at any opportunities that come your way, especially if they're financial, because it could improve your finances with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles can also be marriage. So, I'm not saying you're going to marry this person right here, but, there could be like a commitment that's coming in for you, if you nurture it into existence. You have the Fool. Again, just makes sense with the World coming up at the beginning. The Fool is about taking a new leap of faith and starting a new journey to a new world with the World card. So I think a lot of you could be taking some sort of leap of faith. I also feel pretty good about this. Like, I feel just a very general energy with this Fool. It's almost like saying, that you are just in a place, like energetically, where you feel like you're ready for something new. And so I feel like you're just kind of ready to take a leap, right? With the Knight of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles, which is permanent. So again, this fleeting flare path card that says something is not meant to stay in your life forever, it's showing up in the good stuff. So maybe that's what you're used to, is people who just leave. And the King of Pentacles, I always say, is a great person. Usually King of Pentacles want something permanent. They want to build a solid foundation. Same thing with money as well. If you're working on improving your finances, King of Pentacles is like permanent changes to your wealth. And the King of Pentacles, usually we improve our wealth with our skills. He has these grapes on his cloak here, and grapes in the tarot are meant to represent something that's difficult to grow, but he can do it well. So the grapes can say that you have a skill, like a skill that's necessary to get things to grow in your life, and you could be getting things to grow in a better way with the King of Pentacles, with your skills. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have another repeating card. It's like you're turning into Cancer. Cancer always gets repeating cards. Now you are. So you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely could be a really solid love offer here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, as I said, is also about getting into the flow. And the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles, like, this could be an opportunity that you flow with, like a work opportunity or, a business opportunity. And so if you're looking for a better, like, work opportunity, that definitely could be what is coming up for you. With the Fool, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is like conflict and competition. But with the Fool here, the Fool has to take the risk of looking foolish, right? He has to do something that people might criticize him for, or, people might be telling him, don't take this leap of faith because it's dangerous, but he's going to do it anyway. So showing up in the good stuff, this says that, maybe people are telling you not to do something, but I kind of feel like you're going to do it anyway, which is probably a good thing. You have this March card, and I always clarify these March cards. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. We have cards here that kind of say you are about to have a victory. You ended with success and triumph. Nothing will be able to get in your way. You will surely come out on top. So there could be a victory right here in the month of March for you, and love it. You have this Lily card. It says spiritual love. Yep. Definitely a permanent connection, so I wouldn't even worry about that fleeting flare path card. I feel this is something that is meant to work, Obviously, both people are going to have to put the work in, and with Venus retrograde, I wouldn't just trust what I say or the cards say, right? I would pay attention to the evidence. I always tell people, tarot astrology should be like the cherry on top of your life. It's like just loose guidance at best. So a reading can say something is good, but obviously if you meet a person, and if they're a bozo, don't date them, right? Plain and simple. But, for the most part, this looks good. But the evidence needs to say that it's good as well. You have this Diamond card. It says you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. Ace of Pentacles absolutely can be a gift from the universe. So, there could be some sort of gift or the gift of an opportunity, we'll say, that's coming in for you here. You have this Staff card. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. So wouldn't even worry about anything that's going on right now. I would just realize that you are being guided and protected and things are going well. And finally here you have this Crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Definitely birthing something new. World to the Fool, right? Birthing a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles, birthing a new project. Birthing something new to work on. The list goes on and on there, Scorpio. So clearly there's something new that's coming in for you. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.